Previously on Sister Wives, Patriarch Kody Brown and his remaining wife, Robyn Brown, discuss their daughter's desire to find a new religion and church, while former wives Christine Brown, Mary Brown, and Janelle Brown moved forward without Kody. Christine is, of course, giddy at her upcoming nuptials with David Woolley, while Mary relies on a strong group of female friends for support and welcome into her new life in Utah. Episode 15, entitled Faith Can Move Mountains, picks up with Christine and David throwing yet another celebration. This time, it's their wedding shower, Mary celebrating her move, and Robyn and Kody struggling to find a new religion that suits them and their family. Let's see what kind of entanglements this family gets into this week. We begin at Mary's bed and breakfast in Parowan, Utah. Mary enlists the help of her friends. This time, it's Lisa and Amber, to help her install a sign she had made for her mom back when she was alive. The sign has the names of each of her mom's children and their spouses, and the distance away from each child. Now, since Kody and Mary aren't together anymore, Mary's portion of the sign needs to be updated before the housewarming party her friends to celebrate her full-time move to Utah. The women giggle as they reassemble the sign, making jokes about Mary's lack of sex life with Kody towards the end of their relationship. It's nice that Mary can laugh about it now. Mary symbolically pulls off her and Kody's portion of the sign and says she doesn't want to just throw it away. She wants to destroy it, which she does by breaking it in half. Symbolic, you know. Back in Flagstaff, Robyn takes her daughters Aurora and Brianna to visit a new church, the Commons Church, that they're interested in joining. It's an informational meeting where the girls can ask the leaders of the church about their religion. Charlie, the co-pastor of the church, sits down with Robyn and the girls and goes over their own background. Robyn explains that because they were a plural family, they weren't accepted in the church they grew up in. Charlie explains that their church family is extremely diverse and consider themselves interdenominational. Robyn appreciates that she doesn't feel judged at Commons Church. The Sister Wives franchise has consistently captivated audiences with its portrayal of the unique dynamics of polygamy within the Brown family. Over the years, viewers have been exposed to the personal lives of Kody Brown and his 4 wives, Mary, Janelle, Christine, and Robyn, and the intricacies of their relationships, struggles, and triumphs. As the show has progressed, it's become evident that not all relationships within the Brown family are created equal, and certain aspects of Kody's behavior have left viewers with jaws dropped, wondering just how much audacity one person can have. Season 19, Episode 15, titled The Audacity of Kody, marks a pivotal moment in the series. In this episode, fans witness a culmination of years of tension, unresolved issues, and mounting frustrations within the Brown family. Kody's behavior, in particular, reaches new heights of audacity, leaving fans both shocked and enraged by his words and actions. This episode unravels the complexity of Kody's role as a patriarch, his interactions with his wives, and the consequences of his decisions for the family as a whole. But it's not just about Kody, it's about the wives too, and the ever-growing realization that things are coming to a head in a way that can no longer be ignored. The build-up, years of strained relationships, to fully understand the audacity displayed by Kody in Season 19, Episode 15, we must first take a step back and reflect on the gradual buildup of tension within the Brown family. Since the early seasons of Sister Wives, it's been clear that polygamy isn't always as harmonious as it may appear on the surface. While the family initially presented a united front, the cracks in the relationships began to show. Significant issues was Kody's ever-changing relationship dynamics with each wife. Initially, Kody seemed to be a loving and attentive husband to his 4 wives, Mary, Janelle, Christine, and Robyn. However, as time went on, fans started noticing subtle, and not so subtle, shifts in how Kody interacted with each woman. It wasn't long before viewers began to question whether Kody was treating his wives equally or whether he had a particular preference for one wife over the others. Robyn, who joined the family in the later seasons, quickly became Kody's favorite wife, a position that caused tension with the other wives, particularly Christine and Janelle. Christine, in particular, began to openly express her dissatisfaction with her relationship with Kody. She voiced concerns about Kody's lack of emotional and physical availability, and her frustrations with his treatment of their children became more pronounced. Janelle, while often more reserved, began to distance herself from Kody as well, recognizing that their relationship was becoming increasingly distant. And Mary, who had been in a contentious marriage with Kody for years, seemed to be struggling with the emotional toll of being the first wife, yet consistently feeling left out of Kody's inner circle. The culmination of these simmering issues would come to a head in Season 19, Episode 15. With the family at a crossroads, the audacity of Kody's actions, and his complete disregard for the feelings and well-being of his wives, was on full display. The key moment, Kody's behavior in the episode. In this particular episode, Kody's actions revealed just how deep the rift between him and his wives has become. Throughout the episode, it becomes clear that Kody is completely unprepared to address the pain and resentment that has been building up within the family. Instead, he continues to exhibit a level of arrogance and entitlement that has left fans in utter disbelief. One of the most shocking moments in the episode comes when Kody refuses to take any responsibility for the disintegration of his relationships with his wives. As tensions rise, Kody doubles down on his belief that the issues in his marriage are not his fault, but the fault of the wives who have failed to meet his expectations. It's as if he believes that the wives owe him something, and if they're not meeting his needs, it's a reflection of their failure rather than his own. Kody's behavior in the episode borders on the egotistical. He speaks of his relationships with his wives as if they are transactional, with an underlying tone that implies they should be grateful for his presence and leadership. This attitude is most evident in his interactions with Christine, who, after years of frustration, has finally reached a breaking point. Kody's lack of empathy for her decision to leave him is staggering. Instead of acknowledging the pain he has caused her, Kody focuses on his own feelings of betrayal and anger at Christine for leaving him. At one point, Kody accuses Christine of being selfish for not staying in the marriage, despite the fact that she has repeatedly expressed her dissatisfaction with his behavior. He even goes so far as to question why she couldn't just stick it out for the sake of the family. This moment of gaslighting leaves viewers aghast, as it highlights Kody's complete inability to take responsibility for his part in the breakdown of his marriage. His words and actions in this moment come across as manipulative and self-serving, revealing just how far he's willing to go to avoid taking accountability. The fallout, Christine's decision to leave. Perhaps the most important and emotional moment in this episode is Christine's decision to finally leave Kody. For years, Christine had been holding on to the hope that her relationship with Kody would improve, that he would begin to treat her with the love and respect she deserved. But after years of neglect and emotional turmoil, Christine finally made the difficult decision to leave the marriage. In a private conversation with Kody, Christine lays out her feelings of abandonment and frustration. She tells him that she can no longer stay in a relationship where her needs are ignored and her emotional well-being is disregarded. This is a powerful moment for Christine, who has often been portrayed as the peacemaker and the one who kept the family together. Kody's reaction to Christine's decision is telling. Instead of expressing regret or understanding, he becomes defensive and accusatory. He tries to convince her that she is making a huge mistake and that she will regret leaving him. However, Christine remains resolute in her decision, realizing that she deserves better than a relationship that has caused her so much pain. What's perhaps most shocking about this moment is the way Kody frames the situation. He speaks of Christine's decision as though it's a personal affront to him, as though her desire to leave is an attack on his character and authority. He does not seem to grasp that Christine is leaving because of his behavior and the way he has treated her. Instead, he turns it into a narrative where he is the victim, further highlighting the audacity of his actions. The wives react, Janelle and Mary's growing dissatisfaction. While Kody's interactions with Christine take center stage in this episode, the dissatisfaction of his other wives is also on full display. Janelle, who has been growing increasingly distant from Kody for years, shows signs of frustration as well. In her conversations with the other wives, she expresses that she no longer feels the emotional connection with Kody that she once did. She's no longer willing to accept his behavior and lack of involvement in her life. Mary, too, continues to struggle with the emotional fallout of her relationship with Kody. After years of emotional neglect and a failed attempt at reconciliation, Mary's disillusionment with Kody is palpable. Her frustration with his favoritism toward Robyn, as well as his lack of effort in their relationship, is clear. She has reached a point where she seems to be going through the motions of the marriage without any real expectation of things improving. For both Janelle and Mary, Kody's behavior in this episode serves as a tipping point. His refusal to take responsibility for his role in the family's unraveling only further alienates these wives, who are beginning to realize that the polygamous marriage Kody promised them is nothing like the reality they have experienced. The weight of Kody's audacity becomes too much for them to bear, and their dissatisfaction with him grows. The fans' perspective, a growing sense of betrayal. As the episode unfolds, fans of Sister Wives are left with a sense of disbelief and frustration. Kody's actions are nothing short of audacious. He appears completely unwilling to acknowledge the hurt and pain he has caused his wives. His lack of accountability and his refusal to even consider their perspectives leaves many fans wondering how he can continue to maintain such an inflated sense of self-importance. Fans of Christine, Janelle, and Mary have long been vocal about their frustrations with Kody, and this episode only strengthens their resolve. For many viewers, Kody's behavior represents the height of narcissism. His inability to recognize his flaws and his constant focus on his own needs at the expense of his wives creates a deeply toxic environment within the family. The audacity he displays in this episode is a clear reflection of his inability to understand the emotional toll he has taken on those closest to him. For Christine, Janelle, and Mary, the episode is a moment of reckoning. The family dynamic that has been a central focus of the show for years is beginning to unravel, and it's clear that Kody's behavior is a key factor in that disintegration. The fallout from this episode will have far-reaching consequences for the future of the Brown family, and fans are left wondering how the family will move forward after this moment of undeniable betrayal. Conclusion: The Audacity of Kody. Sister Wives Season 19, Episode 15, is a watershed moment in the series, a moment that encapsulates Kody Brown's audacity and his utter disregard for the well-being of his wives. In this episode, Kody's behavior reaches new levels of arrogance and self-centeredness, leaving viewers shocked and appalled by his actions. The episode marks a turning point for the Brown family as the wives, particularly Christine, take steps toward reclaiming their autonomy and breaking free from Kody's toxic influence. Kody's refusal to take responsibility for his actions, his gaslighting of Christine, and his inability to connect with the emotional needs of his wives make it clear that the audacity of Kody is a force that can no longer be ignored. As the Brown family continues to navigate the fallout from this episode, one thing is certain: Kody's behavior will have lasting consequences, and the future of the family remains uncertain. All Sister Wives and Evo Views Update. The Audacity of Kody. My Kelty Padron. Kody Brown. Related. For you recently uploaded.